Welcome to another day of magic while we're sheltering at home. In the last few days, I have had several people that have asked me if I could just use my magic to somehow do something to get rid of this coronavirus. And, that's kind of a tall order. I don't think I can do that. But it did make me think. Where I grew up in Sussex County, Delaware, there were some people there that were descendants of some Cajuns from Louisiana, and they practiced an interesting belief system. And sometimes it just amazed me. My brother and I grew up with warts on our hands. For some reason, we had a bunch of warts on our hands, and we couldn't get rid of them. We went to the doctors, and they did various treatments. And one day, our grandfather took us out in the country to see believe it or not, the undertaker's brother, who was able to do some voodoo magic on our hands, and amazingly, they went away. Within days, they were gone. They've never come back. Randy and I could never explain what happened, but clearly something mystical happened to get rid of our warts. So it made me think, I wonder if I could do something to perhaps at least attempt, give it a shot. And so I thought about it and said, okay, now I know that there are things such as voodoo dolls. I'm sure you've all heard of voodoo dolls at one time or another. And so I decided to create a voodoo doll, which I, of course, named COVID-19. And I thought I would see if I could do something to try anyway. And of course, the theory behind voodoo dolls is you stick a pin into the voodoo doll, hopefully hitting one of its vital organs. But in case you don't know, it's not the pin going in that's important. What you have to do is you have to make the pin move around so that you get in deep and you can create harm to the voodoo doll, and therefore to, in this case, hopefully to COVID-19. So you will notice that there are no strings around this. There's no magnets of any kind. It's just a pin stuck into my doll. And if I take my special pencil here, my red pencil, because that's important, and I kind of just call on the magic of the voodoo gods to see if I can make my pin move around, magically move around, without hardly touching it at all. And the more I move, the deeper it gets, and the more we may end up with some effect. Will it work? We will just have to wait and see.